Did you ever think that when you won your first Florida Derby that you would now have 7 on your roster?
No, I didn't, and the first one was great, and everyone since then has also been special. So we've been very fortunate and blessed. I think anytime you're expected to win, it's different. When, for example, when we were running Forte in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he was considered one of the choices, but Caves Rock was the big favorite, and so you kind of take those kind of races, you approach them a little bit differently in terms of your own mental outlook, and a race like this where he's I think 1-5 on the board, and everyone's expecting a win. It's not always easy to win a race, and so you don't take anything for granted, and especially when we drew the outside post, and nervous for the horse, wanting him to perform to his capabilities and knowing how good he is. Just adds a little more tension to it. When he kind of came by where I was sitting in the grandstand at the 8th pole, he still had a lot to do. So at that point, I was kind of thinking, man, hopefully he can get up for second here. And then all of a sudden he kind of like dropped down. You could visually see him lower down and start extending. And, to think when he came by me at the 8th pole that he's going to win by a length, I would have thought that was impossible at that point.
How is he today?
He's good. He shipped back over early this morning, and he looks very well.
Now, as far as we're 5 weeks out from the Derby, what's your plan with him moving forward?
Well, we'll kind of leave it open. I think we'll stay here at least a couple of weeks. We'll monitor the weather both here, that it does start to get too hot, and kind of monitor what the Louisville forecast looks like. And, if it kind of becomes springtime and not a lot of rain in the forecast, then might shift up there for his last couple of works. But I think we'll just kind of play it by ear for a little while and see how things are developing. The one thing we learned in the Florida Derby is he handled the mile and 1/8 really well. The best part of the race for him was the last 16th of a mile, which gives you confidence that the added distance won't be an issue. He was on his toes after the race, which he normally is, just like he is kind of in the walking ring beforehand, and but it showed that he still had some good energy left after the race. But we'll learn a lot more about that as we kind of train this week.
Do you feel like you've gotten to the bottom of him yet, or do you feel like there's more to be learned with him?
Well, what was impressive yesterday is when he did make the lead, he kind of pricked his ears again, which we've seen him do a number of times, and kind of makes you believe there's a little more in the tank there. We liked the schedule that we laid out for him. We liked the Fountain of Youth as his comeback race, which that went very smoothly, and then we got a good solid race in the Florida Derby, and now part of the reason we chose the Florida Derby over the Bluegrass was the additional week to the Kentucky Derby, and I think that spacing is good to hopefully have him in position to move forward again. It's remarkable to have teams like that with Rapoli and his family and the Violas and their family. They've been tremendous supporters of ours, and they support the game in a big way and have given us a lot of great opportunities, and so it's very rewarding and fun for us to be able to win some of the races we've been winning for them